Hi everybody. I just wanted to jump on here real fast and I want to show you something. First off, I'm standing outside under my mimosa tree and my rose of Sharon tree. So I really want to teach you something first, and then I'm going to show you. And this is one of my favorite places to take a pause, right under my mimosa tree. Y'all hear my dog barking? I'm sorry. When I sit under my mimosa tree, I actually can look up in my tree and I see our honeybees. I see bumblebees. I see butterflies and hummingbirds. I normally don't see hummingbirds where I'm at unless I put out a hummingbird feeder. And I just don't do that because I don't have the time to mess with the hummingbird feeder. And honestly, I'm really afraid I'm going to do it wrong and hurt the hummingbird. So I sit under this mimosa tree and I will sit here for a while and I just look up and talk to the Lord. That to me is some of the greatest moments I ever have with God, is getting outside and just pushing pause. A pause will change your life. A pause will draw you closer to the Lord. And really all that is if it's 30 seconds, if it's 1 minute, if it's hours, it's just about focusing on Him and not on your situation, not on everything you're dealing with, but just to take a moment and say, Lord, I saw that hummingbird. Thank you. You know how much I love hummingbirds. And I really do. My papa used to call me his little hummingbird. He called all the rest of his granddaughters his little coon dogs, but I was his little hummingbird. So for me to sit under my mimosa tree and I look up and I see a little hummingbird, it really does bless me. And it just reminds me that God is always faithful. When I see one of our little honeybees, I get reminded that it takes a teamwork, because honeybees have to work as a team to survive. I just sit here and I smell the beautiful fragrance of this mimosa tree, and I see the beautiful blooms, and I see the blooms right behind me, the pink blooms of my rose of Sharon. I just get reminded that my Savior has a smell, and He smells wonderful to me. And I smell wonderful to Him. And it just creates in my heart a pause, a moment that I just reflect on His goodness. And I reflect on who He is in my life. And I just begin to say thank you. Thank you for who you are. Philippians 4:8 is my family's life verse. That and Philippians 4:13. You hear me say Philippians 4:13 a lot. But Philippians 4:8 says, if it be pure, if it be right, if it be holy, if it be of a good report, to think on, to meditate on these things. And if we would learn to do that, we would find that our attitudes change, our situations change, our perspective changes, because we're not looking at all the negative of what we see and what we're dealing with. We all have mountains, we all have valleys, we all have mental things that we have to overcome. Sometimes for me it's every second. There are times I have to push pause a lot in my day and just say, no, I'm not dwelling on that. No. Lord, I dwell on your goodness because I know you're my provider. I dwell on your goodness because I know you're my healer. I know that your word says you'll never leave me. You'll never forsake me. And therefore, I know I'm safe. I know that because I seek you, I'm a dweller in your presence. I know that Psalms 91 says those that dwell in the secret place of the Most High. I abide under the shadow of his wings. Shane likes to say it like this: just stay in the armpit of God. Well, that really fits, because I love to have Shane's arms wrapped around me. I love to be in his armpit. That sounds gross, but if you think about it, your children love when they curl up in your lap and your arms are wrapped around them. That's why. Isn't that beautiful? So I really today just kind of wanted to teach you and say, take a pause. Take a pause. If it's 30 seconds, just to acknowledge His goodness, just to breathe Him in, it really will change your perspective. And the valley you're walking through doesn't seem so dark anymore. Because Psalms 23 says, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil, for Thou art with me. Listen to me. Nowhere in that verse did it say, I pitched a tent and camping out in that valley. We're just walking through it. But while we're walking through it, He's with us. Sometimes that pause reminds us that He is my good shepherd. I won't fear, and there's nothing that I need. That He will lead me beside the still quiet waters. I live by a creek, so when the creek actually has water in it, and I watch that water flow, oh my, it does something to my heart to be reminded. He creates times for me to just be, and a pause will change your life. So I want to encourage you today, take a pause. And if you take a pause today, take a picture of where your pause is at and put it in the comments below this post. And tell us what that pause has done for you today. Let's encourage one another today. That's really what we're all about.